Okay, I know this is going to be a little bit skimpy for a minute. It's just that but...
Woohoo!
Yeah, this is the one that's not.
Please be quiet and watch. Well, I don't know how many.
That's
It's okay though, like, try again. There are so many people who want to watch this apparently that
Okay, so
That's awkward.
the whole male population of IB ones.
be mature, youngsters, be mature.
Okay. Am I starting time
sorry.
Let's see your presentation.
Okay, let me take off this one. Okay. Okay, so that's not my official question, but this is the intro. So what is hot? I'm going to be looking at this from Western culture. You know, I mean, it changes throughout different cultures for the most part, but all right. Okay, so I'm looking at this mainly through human sciences. Symmetry is what's most attractive to the human eye. It's between the left and right side. It's not necessarily all proportions. It's not like you want your eyes to be the same as your nose. It's between whether or not one side of your face is symmetrical to the other. And this is what a perfectly symmetrical face would look like. They just flipped the screen. But and symmetry is a really general. Okay, so symmetry is only it's very vague though. It's very general. It's not necessarily the only way to determine what is attractive, which I always had thought that. I'm very into symmetrical faces, bone structure and stuff, but it also, there's different factors that play into it. Okay, so then there's male versus female. Males prefer small jaw, small nose, large eyes, defined cheekbones, considered a baby face. We'll come back to that. Females prefer strong jaw, full lips, people who look more masculine and mature. Both prefer when the forehead and jaw are in vertical alignment. And in case you saw that in the Victoria's Secret fashion show, people sit around just to watch those girls walk because they're all considered physically attractive in Western culture at least. They all contain the small jaw, small nose, large eyes, defined cheekbones. They have really full lips. Baby-like eyes, baby faces, and then moving on to the bodies. Men prefer women with low waist to hip ratios, so the waist is a lot smaller than the hips. It's and it's supposed to be a sign of fertility and health, but if you look at other cultures, it's actually, I think it's in South America and some tribes, there are, they actually higher waist to hip ratios, so it might not necessarily be a sign of fertility. Okay, so here are some faces of what beauty is. I'll get back to this. Elizabeth I, this was considered beautiful during her time in the Elizabethan era. Pale skin and very red hair. People actually used to color in their veins, draw over their veins to make them look whiter, so that they would match her pale skin. They would use lead-filled makeup, which was found to be poisonous later, but people literally killed themselves to look like her, even though nowadays we wouldn't necessarily, she's not the face of what beauty is considered in Western culture. Rita Hayworth, she was a Hollywood starlet in the 30s. She was considered beautiful then. This is kind of the start of the baby doll eyes, that was the big thing. The full lips, and also during her time it was the beginning of the tan skin, when tan skin became popular. And then Adriana Lima, she's my favorite. She's a Victoria's Secret angel. She's now what is considered beautiful for most people. She has the bone structure, the symmetry, the baby doll eyes, the big lips, the small jaw. Okay, so it's kind of an open question, but why do we consider what we find attractive to be attractive? Because if it is evolutionary, which is how a lot of psychologists look at it, whereas like people, just over time, they've observed that people with what is considered more physically attractive, the different features, are usually the best potential mate for that person. Like different immune systems, which is going to help their child, most likely if they mate with them, then their offspring is going to have a better immune system, most likely to survive. Or is it changed because of the new styles and the icons in the media? Because if you look at Elizabeth I, she doesn't have those features, but because she was so powerful during her time, she was considered beautiful and everyone else wanted to look like her. And like Rita Hayworth, she was like the pinup girl, the starlet, the Hollywood starlet, like Greta Garbo, Audrey Hepburn. Not necessarily, they don't all look the exact same, but because of their like position in society, people consider them beautiful and yearn to look like them. So, or is it because of like the change in media? Like if you look back when people who were, had more weight and everything, like during medieval times especially, bigger people were considered more attractive because they most likely were more well-fed, they had more money, they were better off, so as a potential mate. Whereas now we have the media, and it's not necessarily that way though. Like the women who look good on TV and what we consider to be look good, like they're not necessarily, eating super well. Like it has nothing to do with that. So it's kind of up for discussion. How much of it do you think is evolutionary? How much do you think it's because of, like, biologically evolutionary?
I think that it's probably mostly like the new styles, because like you said in your presentation, like you can clearly see like throughout history that styles change. I just feel like it's not necessarily like what you look like. 'Cause I know people that like some celebrities, like if they weren't powerful and successful, like girls think they're hot. Like if they weren't powerful and successful and they were just a normal person, they would be ugly or not, like or average. But it's just like new styles and like the inputs you have.
Yeah.
I think like on our society kind of praises very skinny. Like we see those models as being very skinny, but I feel like evolutionarily, we like bigger women symbolize more fertility. So like the hips and the breasts symbolize more fertility. So I think like showing these super skinny, like some people find them attractive, but it wouldn't be. That would be due to like our media and due to what's popular in our culture. Like an evolutionary, when like we look at it like evolution, what should be found more attractive would be the ones who could bring us child. So.
Yeah, the healthiest child, the healthiest.
Yeah, like could bring like to fit that.
Plus symmetry and like big eyes and small noses. They're not necessarily. I don't think the cavemen really cared about that, because the fact that it was more important, like to be healthy and be able to take care of yourself, which is understandable now with like IVF and choosing the sperm. It makes sense to choose a man who's more attractive because you want your child to be more attractive, but then at the same time, like you're their mom, you're going to love them whether they're ugly or not. So I think that's definitely more based on the media, because it's not really affect their success in living.
I think this can also be looked at through, I want to say it's the halo effect, where like beautiful people are like expected, yeah, they're considered to be like better. And so when you see people that are like movie stars and stuff, because they have that success, you consider them beautiful. So just because, I don't even know where I'm going with that, but yeah, I feel like the halo effect, kind of seeing someone who is in like a high up position is considered beautiful. For example, Elizabeth, the